Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Percussion Discussion, where this week I'm going to be teaching you how to figure out any polyrhythm. Let's get right to it. A polyrhythm is essentially playing two beats at the same time, or two pulses at the same time. We're going to need to count these out later, so for anything with 16th notes, we're going to use the 1E and A system, and we'll count one triplet for any triplet figures we have. So in order to figure out any polyrhythm, we need to take the two numbers that we choose and multiply them together. So in this case, we have rhythm X to rhythm Y, multiply them together to get P, which is going to resemble the common pulse between the two. Let's start off with 3/2. 3 is in our right hand, 2 is in our left hand. Multiply these two numbers together to get 6, and we'll represent these with two rows of black dots, one for X and one for Y. Here, the X will represent our right hand and the Y our left, and we'll highlight every third dot on the left and every second dot on the right. So it sounds and plays like this. Of course, this merely shows you the proportions, but if you wish to say something with it, say George Washington. This will give you the strong 3 feel, George Washington. Now we've seen 3/2 represented in a variety of ways, some of which I'm popping up on the screen here, but in order to feel it in 2, then we need to actually represent it in 6/8 or triplet figures. Of course, we need a new set of words to capture this new feel, so I'd like to go with chopped a tree down. Saying chopped a tree down is easier than trying to say George Washington, George Washington. Now let's try and count these things out. We'll first count it out using eighth notes as if it were in 3. So like 1, 2, and 3. If we feel it in 2, we're feeling it in triplet subdivisions. So 1, let 2 trip. All right, let's try this process again with 4/3. So multiplying them together, we have 12 little dots now. Mark them accordingly, and we'll see what this sounds like. Here, we're favoring the pulse as if it's in 3/4 time. And of course, pass the golden butter is the age-old phrase for 4/3. All right, let's count this thing out. So we'll start off in 3/4 with 16th note subdivisions, 1, a 2, and 3E. If we were to feel this in triplet subdivisions, then we would count it like so. 1, 2 trip, 3, let 4. Of course, we need a phrase for the other subdivision, so how about can you please pass the knife? Because you can't have your butter if you don't have a knife. So there you have it, a way to visualize and plan any polyrhythm with a couple of hints for how to say and remember 3/2 and 4/3. All right, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time on Percussion Discussion.